it's very important to note um, that the way the Muslim American community thinks is going to be different than any other voting community within the United States. And I say that because in my own personal circle, there were people in 2020 who were staunchly for Biden because of Trump. And these were arguments I had with them where I said, listen, I don't think lesser evil voting is sustainable. Really, it's not going to get us anywhere. And they were staunchly for Biden. And these arguments and these fights had a strain on our relationship. Those same people now are of the mindset of let it all just burn down, as in I've had enough. I don't care about empty promises, empty rhetoric, empty words. And we've all realized by extension that people who try to individualize Joe Biden as, and it may be true, the greatest Zionist president of all time, are, without realizing it, admitting that Donald Trump may have been the lesser evil in this scenario. But that's not being said out loud. And we have to emphasize, look, we are very well aware of who Donald Trump is. We know who Donald Trump is. The very first person to get on television and warn about Donald Trump was a Muslim by the name of Keith Ellison, who was laughed off TV when he said, I can see him leading the Republican ticket. We're not strangers to who he is, but we're also not strangers to what's been going on, even though it hasn't been covered in the mainstream news. A lot of people don't realize from January 2023 up until October 6th, 2023, Israel had killed more Palestinians than at any time since 2006. Just because those killings are not appearing on your timeline in droves, like what we've been seeing in the last 10 months, doesn't mean they didn't happen. Those home demolitions that happened, just because they're not showing up on your timeline in droves, does not mean that that reality doesn't exist. And I think the wider public that has now breathed a sigh of relief that Kamala Harris may be the 2024 nominee, we should probably contend with the fact that underneath the guise of justice and equality, there's possibly just self-preservation and self-interest at the very bottom of it all. And I say that in the sense that many people have come up to us and said, do you know Donald Trump is worse? And we said, yes, we are very well aware that Donald Trump is worse, but it is absolutely humiliating to vote not just for the person, i.e. Joe Biden, who has caused this genocide, but to vote in favor of the party that was silent or backed him or was complicit or is right now was applauding Netanyahu in his speech. It is humiliating. And yeah, you know what? For us, integrity and dignity is going to be more than self-preservation in this case.